Starting in as few as 10 years, temperatures around the world will be off the charts permanently, according to a new study on climate change. Scientists at the University of Hawaii in Manoa have calculated the year that the average temperature will be hotter than any other year in the past. Put another way, when the coldest year in the future will be warmer than the hottest year of the past. Camilio Mora is the lead scientist of the study and is joining us via Skype from Honolulu, Hawaii. Thank you so much, Dr. Mora, for being with us. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, now use words that we can all understand. Explain how you came up with this information that in the not too distant future that the coldest year will be hotter than the hottest year of the past. How did you come up with that?
Okay, let me try to see how well I can do this explanation. So try to look back at your life, 150 years, if you are that old. Think about the hottest year during that time. And what these models are projecting is that by about 2047, any year from there on is going to be hotter than that year that you experienced in the last 150 years.
It's just amazing. There was something that you came up with called a climate departure that had to do with specific dates. Can you explain what that is?
Yes, climate departure is that year in which the climate exceeds anything that we have seen in the last 150 years. That year, however, varies by places. Some of the places in the tropics, they will start experiencing this unprecedented climate as early as 2020. By 2047, the average location on the planet will be facing these unprecedented climates.
How confident that you feel these models are accurate?
Yes, that is a very good question indeed. We analyzed not only one, not two, but 39 models that have been developed by about 21 climate centers around the world. We're talking about models that are being developed by people that don't even speak the same language, from countries that had different political agendas, yet all of these models are giving you the same response. And that is climate change is happening, and it's happening very soon.
Can you explain why this change would be happening so quickly? Because the truth is, over the grand history of our planet, 30 years from now is the blink of an eye. So how could such a drastic change happen so quickly?
All of that is related to our emissions of greenhouse gases. During our very recent history, we have come to know that the ongoing emissions of greenhouse gases are warming the Earth's climate, and we are seeing the consequences of that already. And what we are doing is trying to find out when is this climate going to become completely new beyond anything that we have seen in the last 150 years.
Is there a way, Camilo, to slow this process down or even turn it around altogether?
Yes, unfortunately, part of our study was also to look for solutions to this problem, and we analyzed another emission scenario, one in which we control our emissions of greenhouse gases by the year 2050. We stabilize our emissions, and we analyze what will happen to the planet if we do that. Unfortunately, what we found is that what we had already done to the climate will lead to unprecedented climates still in the future. All we will do is just to delay these unprecedented climates by about 20 years.
What has been the reaction to these findings amongst your colleagues in the scientific community?
To my surprise, we had got an incredible amount of support for these findings. Even the government of Canada just released a statement supporting the findings of this study, and that is quite considerable considering that there are political and economic implications of doing so.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you before I let you go. Let's talk about what the ramifications of these drastic climate change, this warming, literally global warming, how would that affect our ecosystems and even our human existence?
That's right. One of the things that is more dramatic about these findings is that we found that these unprecedented climates are going to emerge first in the tropics. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of species in the planet, and unfortunately, those species, they are adapted to very stable climates. So these very small changes in the climate could easily exceed what the species can tolerate. Now, it follows that humans, we use those species for food, recreation, tourism, revenues, jobs. So as soon as you impact those species, you can see ramifications on social systems as well.
Well, it's very interesting findings, very important indeed. Congratulations to you. Camilio Mora, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
And this is Arise America.